Well, hello everybody. I was gonna do a little shooting today and thought I'd make a video and bring you guys along. I'm shooting one of my favorite little rifles today. How do you say favorite, right? We have so many that we like, it's hard to, it's like picking your children, which one's your favorite. Anyway, this is a dandy little rifle. It's a Winchester Model 94, and it's a trapper, 16-inch barrel with the, and 44 mag. So what's interesting about the 94 and 44? So this guy is the angle eject. This is a New Haven one. Not sure what year it was built. Don't really care, honestly. What I like about this is it does have the saddle ring. I don't know how much usefulness that is, but I think it's neat anyway. You know, the traditionalists hate the crossbolt safety on these guns. Honestly, I don't really care. I mean, it's the world we live in. Yeah, it's not fully traditional, but I mean, with the lawyers that control the world, it feels like we have to live with some things like that. Honestly, for me, I don't mind it. Put the gun on safe. It's a little bit safer when you have to unload the magazine. Just run it through the cycle with the gun on safety. So I really don't mind it. What's neat about these angle ejects that I did not know until I bought this gun is Skinner Sights makes a bolt-on sight. I feel like that the side receivers might be a little heavier than what the original ones. I can't say that for sure, but anyway, this is just a straight bolt-on sight. It's real simple. I knocked this side off the barrel just to get it out of the way. Use the factory front sight. This is a dandy little setup. What's interesting about the 94, it's the full length action, you know, as of 30-30 or you know what not. And on the 44 caliber, it will feed anything. So you guys have seen some of my 44 videos before. I am a true believer in the original Keith bullet. That's what this guy is. With my will weights, it's weighing about 245 grains. I actually harvested a deer with this a couple years ago. My other heavy load is a 315 grain bullet. This one has a gas check on it with 2400 powder, near max charge. You know, I mean, I don't share reloading data on the channel. I just don't do it. I'll tell you what powder I'm using. This guy's using Universal. This guy's using 2400. I think out of this rifle, this will be going about 1400 feet per second. Pretty stout load with that 315 grain bullet. I would say that's heavy enough to really probably take an elk. That would be on the light side of an elk, but pretty heavy load. This out of my 7-inch Blackhawk, this is going about 900 feet. I think today it'll go around 1,100-1,200 feet. I got the chronograph set up, so we'll do some chronographing on these two. But yeah, this rifle's, it's a little bit of a sleeper in my mind. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it. Actually, the story on this gun, it was at a local pawn shop here in town, and I seen it, and I've had a 94 for years in 30-30. Great guns, of course, you know, they've been around for you know, 100 years. So I called a good friend of mine and I says, what do you think about this 44 in this trapper? And he says, boy, if you don't buy it, I will. He said they're dandies. He'd had some experience with them. You know, the beauty of these guys is they'll feed that semi-wide cutter bullet. Essentially, they'll feed anything pretty flawless. So I ended up buying it. You know, I'm a big fan of Marlins, and the Marlin makes a great pistol carbine lever action, or pistol caliber lever action gun. But this friend of mine has a 44 in the Marlin, and it will not feed these Keith bullets very well. You know, you can play with overall lengths, you know, kind of do some things, but that's why he was a fan of this 94. He's like, that thing will just feed whatever you put into it. So anyway, I bought it, liked it. I haven't shot it a ton, so you know, it's I haven't done many videos lately. This has been a heck of a winter in eastern Utah. I was seeing a news report that they're comparing this as one of our wettest winters in 20 years. I got a foot of snow here at the place, and I mean, it just takes the fun out of doing anything outside for me. We've had the flu season at our house the last couple months. It seems like we can't get over that. So it's just been a little bit of a strange winter for us. But anyway, hopefully the spring will be coming sometime. But so I'll shoot a couple of these through the chronograph and see what kind of loss we're getting them. And then I've got some targets set up 100 yards. 100 yards for my old eyes with these peep sights are a stretch, but it'll be fun today to see what kind of results we get out of it. So, you know, one other thing, talking about the 94s, you know, I've done a little bit of cowboy action shooting. I haven't done it for quite a few years, but The cowboy action shooter guys do not like the 94s. The action is just too long for those guys. I mean, especially the ones that are pretty serious competitors. They don't like the 94s. I don't know if I ever seen a 94 at one of those competitions. Of course, the Italian copies of the 1873s are dandy rifles. I mean, quality and on those the Cimarrons and all those Italian imports are excellent. That's what most of the guys are going to. The Marlins are really popular also in that cowboy shooting deal, but not the 94s. These are just for working in real situations more than the cowboy action deal. Anyway, we'll do some chronographing and see how it shoots. I'll probably get a little bit of flack, so I might as well address it now. I got a slip-on recoil pad on this gun, and I mean, these guns kick. So that 300 grain bullet, you know, that's a pretty serious load, and it's got some recoil. Shooting the lead sled, I've had a little bit of flack on some of my comments about the lead sled, but you know, the recoil pad's more for length. You know, I'm a bigger guy, I'm over 6 foot. These guns, just a little bit of length makes them a little more comfortable to shoot. And as far as the lead sled, it's not necessarily for recoil, it's just, if I'm shooting groups at 100, I want to take the human error out of it. You know, I'm just shooting for accuracy on the loads. So anyway, you guys give me a bunch of crap if you want on the lead sled, that's fine. But today we're shooting groups at 100, and I want to be as solid rest as I possibly can. So the first load we're going to shoot today is this 315 grain. I'll just shoot a couple of these on this chronograph, and we'll see where they're at. All right, guys, that was showing 1444. We'll shoot one more and see what it looks like. So that one is reading 1449. All right, guys, I think I'm going to shoot one more. That is really close. Man, that's excellent. All right, guys, so that one was 1466. That's pretty dang close on the velocity spread. I'm really tickled with that. I've never chronographed this load in the rifle. I have in the pistol, 7-inch barrel. It's going about 1200 if I remember correctly. So that's a pretty serious load. 315 grain bullet going over 1400 feet per second at the muzzle. Shoot, I think you'd be pretty well armed to take anything, probably short of big bears, anything with that rifle at you know, moderate ranges. This is a 100-yard gun. It really is, especially with me shooting it. So anyway, I'm tickled with that. That's pretty dang close. So we'll shoot this other load. So this is my everyday load. This is some universal powder with a 250 grain. Well, this guy weighs about 245. Helm cast Keith bullet. Really nice to shoot in the handguns. It's got enough power to really anything smaller than, you know, I actually shot a deer with it a couple years ago, and it was a little underpowered. I mean, took the game animal clean. It was under 50 yards, but I think if I'm going to go deer hunting again, I'm either going to use that 315 grain load or bump this up a little bit. But anyway, we'll see what it's doing in the rifle. See, the way that gun feeds that semi-wad cutter is just amazing to me. It's smooth and slick and real nice. All right, guys, that's showing 1083. So that's interesting, isn't it? Because I know that out of the 7-inch barreled Blackhawk, they're going about 950. So only gaining just a little over 100 feet per second. We'll shoot a couple more. That was 1090. Boy, you know, the velocity spreads on them are real tight. That's pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how they shoot at 100. I'm going to shoot one more. All right, so that was showing 1113. That's still the spread on them velocities are pretty dang tight. So yeah, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting to me to find out how close that is. I don't think they're that close out of a handgun. That extra barrel length just gives that powder a little more time to burn efficiently, I guess. So I'm gonna take the chronograph down. We'll shoot some 100-yard stuff. All right, guys, I got a couple targets set up there 100 yards. I'm gonna shoot a 3-shot group. The first 3 shots I'm gonna do with this 240 grain. Keith calls it 240 grain. It's a 245 grain out of pure wheel weights, and that's what I'm shooting with it today. So we'll see what it does at 100 yards. All right, guys, we'll go up and have a look at it. All right, guys, I'll flip the camera around and show you, but I'm pretty dang tickled with this group. That's a full 100 yards with a 16-inch barrel and open sights. I'll show you what I got. All right, guys, so there's 3 shots. There's the tape measure. That's just over 3 inches. Maybe, well, we'll call it a 3 1/4 inch. Point of impact's just about right. I mean, I wouldn't be scared a bit to go hunting deer with that right now, just the way that sits. All right, guys, well, I'm tickled pink with that group. I wonder where the point of impact's going to be different on that 315 grain bullet. Heavier bullet, going a little bit faster. I have no idea where it's at, honestly. We'll put it on that other target and see what we got. Alrighty, guys, well, we're going to take 3 shots now with a 315 grain bullet. Sure tickled with that Keith bullet load, how good that shot. Really interested on the point of impact on this guy, so we'll give it a shot. Well, that one's not near as good as that other bullet. I don't know if that gun just doesn't like the bullet or a little bit of a loose nut behind the trigger problem. I'll flip the camera around to show you guys. So this is the target with the 315 grain load. So there's 1, 2, and I don't know where the third one's at. So you can see the load on the 240 grain bullet. Not too bad. This guy, I'm not sure. Could be that one. Could be one down here. Who knows? I don't know where it's at. So I'm gonna just put some tape over these, and I think I'm gonna try another shot. Okay, so I put some tape on there. What I think is a little bit interesting is that circle is about 2 inches, slightly under 2 inches. And believe me, to look at a 2-inch dot at 100 yards, that's hard for me to do. You guys seen my targets that I use that are like the upside down T? I think they're almost a little bit easier to focus on for some reason. I'm not sure why, but anyway, this is what we got for today. I'm gonna go shoot another group on that target. We'll see if we can do any better. All right, guys, I'm gonna shoot one more group with this 315 grain load. See if I can redeem myself a little bit. All right, guys, we'll go check it out. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's interesting to me because I shoot the gun and it's almost a half a second delay and I can hear it smack the target. Anyway, that's kind of interesting. You don't hear that on a 308 or something like that. With these slow moving pistol cartridges, you just shoot, hear the delay smack on the target. So we'll go see what the group looks like. Okay, guys, that one was a little bit better. So this guy's off the target. So the point of impact is a little bit lower. So this was where the tape is, you know, was one from before. That one was one before. And I think it was this one was the other one. So we're going to say this one is 1, 2, 3. That's about a 4-inch group. So. All right, guys. Well, I think that we're going to wrap the video up for today. very interesting. I thought that 300 grain bullet would shoot better in that gun. Not sure what the story is on it. So there's been a lot of controversy in this lever action world about the rate of twist. I think that gun has a 1 in 38. And some of the stuff, they've changed that twist to like a 1 in, I don't know what, 20 or something. Because some of the guys have said that this 1 in 38 twist will not stabilize these heavier bullets. It kind of seems that way today. This is the first time I've shot them bullets at this distance. I mean, they're not terrible, but they certainly don't shoot as good as those 240 grain bullets. You know, if a guy was serious about hunting deer or elk with that gun, probably would be better off to just get a good jacketed bullet. My older brother actually has done a little bit of hunting down in Texas with whitetails, and they love 44 mags down there, and they're shooting, I think, the 240 grain XTPs. And of course, you know, the gun will hold 9 shots, and they're quick, and I think they're shooting a lot of Marlins down there and putting little low power scopes on them, having great success. So anyway, this was just fun to monkey around with. That 240 grain load with that universal powder, that's just my fun load. You know, I like to shoot that Smith & Wesson 629 and those Ruger Blackhawks in 44, and that is just a fun load. It doesn't beat you up, it's pretty accurate. You know, we've had a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys have seen, I've actually shot that load at 100 yards out of a 7-inch Blackhawk and had pretty good success with it. Or it's that Bisley, the Bisley Super Blackhawk. So anyway, that's just been a lot of fun. Love 44 mags. I think if a guy was gonna, like I say, hunt deer, hunt anything big game with that, probably be better off with a good quality jacketed bullet. Anyway, that's the video for today. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.